less than 4. I have never done that. So, yeah, there is. Seems like major static.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know what to do about it.
Some might want it should be on. No.
Good morning, Unity. I'm thrilled to have my children with me at this service, and daughter Thea is going to sing.
Good morning, everyone. Wasn't that amazing? Oh, well, welcome to Unity of Gaithersburg. My name is Reverend Cheryl Myers, and it is my joy to be here this morning. And we welcome everyone who are tuning in via YouTube. Good morning to you. So, let's take a deep breath, and let's just officially begin our time together. We just take a deep breath and allow our body to sink into the chair beneath us. And that deep breath just informs our heart and our mind that we're here to be present and available to being uplifted by a spiritual community. So we set that silent intention to be blessed this morning and to be a blessing in every handshake, in every hug, in every interaction. We open our hearts to be blessed by the music this morning. How sweet it is to come together and sing and create and love and be a joy. So thank you for being here this morning. Know that your presence makes a difference. And for this time, we are so grateful. And so it is. Amen.
I can barely make out what you're saying on this.
So is there anyone with us this morning for the very first time? If you're with us for the first time, you could just raise your hand and keep your hand raised. Someone right here. And the ushers will come and bring a welcome packet. And there's a card on the very top of the welcome packet. And if you fill that out and just put it in our offering bag, we'll just add your email address and you can receive our Friday afternoon online newsletter. Great. Well, let's stand and sing a song together.
I do. I'd like to welcome you as family. It's so special to have you here. Thank you. So, good morning. I'm Jane McCarthy.
Hi, Jane.
And I'm here. I'm here to share with you our transformational opportunities, which are detailed also in our newsletter, and I think you'll see some of them in our bulletin. If you want to receive our newsletter, just leave your email in the back there for us. Now, I'm sure all of you have iPhones or phones. You might want to silence them. This is a good time to do that. So here we go. Our annual membership meeting is today. So, for those who showed up today, you can just stay. It's going to start right after our service here at 12:15. And we're going to discern new board members and approve our budget and hear updates from our board and from Reverend Cheryl. So we hope that you'll stay here and stay for our meeting. Also, get ready for Unity of Gaithersburg Talent Fun Fest. Right? No? Yes? No? Okay. Stay here. November 15th at 7 p.m. So this will be a night of outrageous fun and entertainment for everyone. Bring your friends and family, and also remember to bring a candidate to support the Manna Food Center in Gaithersburg. Our tickets will be $15 and $5 for youth, and if you're participating in the show, only $5 if you're participating in the show. So mark your calendars, it's this Friday night. Then on Sunday, November 17th at 12:30, our prayer chaplain team will lead us in a prayerful rededication of our Peace Chapel. So our Peace Chapel has been here on our campus for many years, and it will now be transformed into blessing vulnerable populations in the Gaithersburg community. Because of a decision that was discerned at our last community meeting, it will now be called the Caring Cottage and will become a collection space for supplies and essentials that we donate to those in need. So join us next Sunday after service for this rededication of this sweet, sacred space that continues to bless and serve. Okay, so would anyone out there like to sing? We've got singing opportunities. Jim Goldstein and Reverend Cheryl are gathering folks to learn and sing 2 songs. I wonder what those songs are, but I won't ask. For the holidays, Christmas Sunday on December 15th. All right, December 15th. Rehearsals will start Tuesday, November 19th, and continue through December 11th at 7:15 p.m. And they'll go until 9 here in the sanctuary. So you can sign up at the back table to let us know if you plan to participate. And our annual Thanksgiving banquet is right around the corner, November 27th, Friday at 6:30 p.m. So you can sign up in the back there at the sanctuary, or on our website for your favorite yummy holiday dish you will be bringing to share. We have a box set up also in the back of the sanctuary for you to submit what you are grateful for. We will have a time of sharing during the banquet for those who would like to share their gratitudes. Suggested donation is $10 for anyone over 12 and $5 for children. The deadline to reserve a spot is November 17th, and we look forward to this special gathering of our community. So once again, November 22nd, Friday evening at 6:30 p.m. So, and now, would you center yourself? And as we reflect on our daily work, take a nice deep breath as we listen to these words from our daily work. The focus this morning is self-love. And our affirmation, I nurture inner peace by loving myself. The way I care about myself affects the way I show up in the world and experience life. I keep this in mind in everything I say and do. I begin each day by setting the intention to treat myself with love. I will rest when I am tired, take time for fun and enjoy nature. If I notice myself thinking limited, fearful thoughts, I will choose to shift them to what I know is true. I envision a day filled with endless and joy-filled possibilities. Each time I make the conscious choice to love and accept myself instead of being critical and unworthy, I experience greater inner peace. This is important because inner harmony is foundational for health and wellness. Loving myself helps me to respond to others more readily with compassion, forgiveness, and love. I let go of the past and live peacefully and freely right here, right now. The energy of love I am and express contributes to living consciously with intention, supporting well-being and creating harmony and healing. I nurture inner peace by loving myself. And from 1 Corinthians chapter 8, verse 1, love builds up. And now let us prepare for meditation by singing, All is Well.
support us in bringing our attention to the present moment. Let's just follow the movement of the breath. Notice as you breathe in, and notice as you breathe out. Just follow the breath. Just notice if there's busy thoughts distracting your attention. Just be gentle with them and just gently refocus your attention to the movement of the breath. Moving in and moving out. I invite you now to focus your breath as it moves in and moves out into your physical heart. breathe in to your physical heart space and just breathe out to your physical heart. The heart is where we hold love. And so I invite you this morning as you breathe into your heart to bring to your mind's eye something that you love or someone that you love. And just notice the feelings of love in your heart. Just breathe in to the love that you feel for this person or this place. It could be a child, a family member, a pet, a beautiful place in nature. What is it that you love? Just feel that love in your heart right now. Just breathe into that space. And I invite you now to breathe the love that's in your heart. Breathe it into every cell of your body this morning. Breathe it into any part of your body where there's tension or pain or stress. Breathe love into every cell. And as you breathe love into every cell of your body, just notice the stress release. Any tension relieve itself. For love is the ultimate healer. And I invite you to breathe love now into every thought that you're having. Just breathe love into your thinking. Into every feeling that you're feeling. Just breathe love into every feeling. Breathe love into any limiting thought you might have ever had about yourself. Just breathe in and out of your heart and feel love coursing through your body, imbuing every thought, every feeling with love. And as we move now into a time of silence, I invite you to continue to send every thought, every feeling, every cell in your body, the love from your heart. Breathing in and breathing out in the silence.
There is no power greater than love. Behind any limiting thought, behind any feeling of limitation, unforgiveness, hurt, joy, aliveness, is the infinite flow of love. So if any moment you are feeling less than whole, less than magnificent or beautiful, remember to breathe into your heart of love and imbue that feeling with the love from your heart. For love is your true essence. And so let us take a deep breath right now. For the gift of love that we are. We are so grateful. And so it is. Amen.
Be simple, but they're true. Until you give your love, there's nothing more that we can do. Love is the opening door. Love is what we came here for. No one could offer you more. Do you know what I mean? Have your eyes
say it's very hard to leave behind the life we knew. But there's no other way, and now it's really up to you.
Love is the key we must turn. Truth is the length we must burn. Freedom the lesson we must learn. Do you know what I mean? Have your eyes really seen? Love is the opening door. Love is what we came here for. No one could offer you more. Do you know what I mean? Have your eyes really seen? Do you know what I mean? Have your eyes really seen? Do you know what I mean? Have your eyes really seen? Do you know what I mean?
So turn to someone next to you and say, "You're amazing." And you look marvelous. Yeah, it's true. It's a pretty nice view from up here. So, welcome to week 5 of our series exploring the book by Gay Hendricks, Conscious Living. And this was intended to be a 6-week message series, which I believe is going to be extended because it's just a gift that keeps on giving. I just can't seem to get it all into one 20-minute message, and so I think I'm going to be talking about it some more. It's just really juicy, good stuff. So last week we talked about shifts and moves, and we talked about inner shifts, which are shifts in consciousness, and moves, which are the steps that we can take to put those shifts into practice. And so the first key move that we talked about is facing. If we are not happy and creative, Gay Hendricks says, look first at what you are not facing in your life. And he breaks down what we need to face into 3 areas, which he says are at the root of all of our struggles: feelings, facing the truth, and agreements we're not keeping. So, are there feelings that we're not facing? Feelings have to be faced. If not, the energy that it takes to keep looking away from them takes a toll on our whole life. He says that feelings are the very first place to look when you're struggling. And then where are we not facing the truth? Gulp. Your inner self will keep reminding you over and over and over again in the form of uninvited thoughts. Are you ruminating? and unsettled body feelings until we tell the truth. So what's happened that you feel guilty about, that maybe you haven't come clean about? Where have you been hurt by someone and not told them directly? With the intention, of course, to create connection and healing. And then the third place about facing is, where are we not keeping our agreements? So you may have promised someone you were going to do something and you didn't come through with it. And so this is an integrity issue that eats away at us until we come clean, until we say, I'm really not going to have it happen, or let's renegotiate. Okay, so other moves are accepting reality as it is. And he asked this question: what needs to be accepted into the wholeness of your being? I love that question. What needs to be accepted into the wholeness of your being? Because the wholeness of our being can take anything. So what am I resisting? Can I accept it into the wholeness of my being without judgment? And then he talks about choosing and committing and taking action. He says commitment makes the choice conscious. Only through commitment does choice become real. And so then he talks about inner shifts, the essence shift, which is so great. So we're working with something in our life. We're working with a struggle, a feeling, maybe unforgiveness. And what he recommends and what he tells us and teaches, and we talk about this in Unity, is that within and behind and beyond everything is this field of infinite possibility. Some call it God, Christ consciousness, spirit, divine life, wholeness, that beyond anything that we are feeling, folks, that we can access that field as we sit with it, sit with whatever it is we're feeling with the intention to get to the other side. He calls this the essence shift, because what we're accessing is our true essence. If we want to dissipate a feeling that we're struggling with, that's challenging us. And then he talks about the ultimate shift from anything to love. From anything. From logic to love, to judgment to love. And if we do something foolish, mean, or selfish, love ourselves anyway. If somebody else does something mean or selfish or foolish, love them anyway. Because the truth is, we have a wellspring of love. It's our essence. It's never depleted. He says the ultimate skill of conscious living is to hone the ability to shift from fear to love. So how'd you do this week? So I hope you had the opportunity to at least sit for a little while in silence and just look. Just look at what it is you'd like to face. What feeling is noodling you? Where have you not told the truth? It's okay. We're all human. We're on this journey. It's an infinite journey. Where are you incomplete with an agreement? And to know that you can always make the essence shift and you can make the ultimate shift to love. I love this book because he's just given us lots of great tools, right? I love it. Okay, so this week, knowing ourselves. Yay. Discovering ourselves. And he talks about this as the only way for us to access self-esteem. He says only a deep and thorough knowledge of ourselves will give us the unshakable sense of self that can stand up to the rigors of life in the 21st century. It's a little rigorous right now, isn't it? Yeah. So he says that discovering and learning who you are and how you feel about yourself is the first required course of life. And I don't know about you, I never got it in school. So if we are out of harmony with ourselves, we will contribute to disharmony everywhere. A moment of heartfelt and humble self-love can shift our evolutionary journey to warp speed. I know we're all for that, right? Okay, so he says there are 6, he calls them secrets, but I call them actions to take to support us in developing our self-esteem. And they are loving yourself without conditions, living in integrity, distinguishing your essence from your personas, handling fear, expressing your creative potential, and developing emotional literacy. Pretty easy, right? Check those boxes. Okay, well, let's just talk about the loving yourself without conditions part. That's really the foundation, isn't it? Yeah, because if we don't love ourselves, folks, we're going to be constantly chasing it from others. If our feelings toward ourselves are filled with criticism and self-loathing, our love for others is going to be filled with that as well. Love is the ultimate healer. It is the antidote to fear. With fear, we constrict. With love, we expand. So I'm just going to ask you just right now in this moment, could you just send yourself some love? Just breathe into your heart. Send yourself some love right now, would you? You're way more than enough. You're beautiful. You're whole. You're magnificent. If you need to be affirmed in that, just walk in these doors. Okay, so living in integrity, and he keeps reiterating how important this is. To feel your feelings, to tell the truth. If you tell the truth all the time, you never have to remember what you said. If you keep the agreements you've made with others, we have to do that, folks, or we're going to walk around feeling incomplete. And take 100% responsibility for any problem, activity, or life event in which you are involved. 100%. How does that feel? I know, totally scary. So I looked at climate change. Okay, so what if we all take 100% responsibility for climate change? So is it our fault that the oceans are polluted? Is it our fault that the glaciers are losing ice and that the tide is rising? No, but not totally, not yours, not as individuals, but what about us as a collective if we took 100% responsibility? Because he says, I tell you what, he kind of kicks you to the curb and makes you think. He said, if we're operating at less than 100% responsibility, it means we're a victim. If we're operating at more than 100% responsibility, we're a martyr. I know we're all shaking our heads like, oh. Yeah. So he says, whenever we don't feel good about ourselves, check in to see where there are breaches in integrity. Can you breathe with me? And this is heavy, but it's valuable. And folks, just take in what's yours to take in. Yeah, this is a lot. And then he talks about distinguishing, in order to create self-esteem, how we get to distinguish our essence from our personas. Your essence is the truth of you. Your personas are the social mask you wear that you took on at an early age in order to survive, and probably kept them to succeed. There's a story that he tells about this man that was in this huge family, and one of the masks he took on was to be a persuader. It really worked for him in his family system to get what he needed. And it actually even worked for him in business, in sales. But when it came to intimate relationship, not so much. Our essence is all about enlightenment. Our personas are about survival. And as we evolve and move forward on life's journey, especially during midlife, he talked about especially during midlife. We talk about this midlife crisis. And then the trend in Unity congregations, look around. We're midlife or older. Yay. But it's because when we get to this stage in our life, we start reflecting, don't we? And those of you that are not midlife, bless you. I'm sure you're reflecting as well. Because we start to ask the question, who am I really? Because most of us in Unity are transplants from other spiritual traditions, that they're not wrong. It's just they no longer fit as we ask those questions. Who am I really? The real sweetness of life only comes when we recognize, claim, and commune in awareness of our true essence. And often our personas were given to us and we can choose to give them back. So a story that I'll share was growing up in the South. A persona that I took on that was given to me every time I walked out the back door or the front door was, be sweet. Be a sweet girl. Well, all it took was me working for the airlines to have a breakthrough in that. Because let me tell you, the first few weeks I was working on an airplane, I got chewed up and spit out quite well. Oh, yeah. People stealing liquor bottles off the cart, men feeling like they could pinch me on the backside. Oh, yeah. Pilots not being very nice, passengers yelling and cursing because we're late. One phenomenon was working the A300, 266 passengers. We're doing a meal service. This is the days we served meals. And so people would just get finished with their tray and they just put it in the aisle. They just put it in the aisle. Can I tell you how many times my shoe was filled with milk? Or just something disgusting. We all would go in the galley and go, really? And then, of course, we're part of a union, picketing, taking a stand for our contract and its rules. It wasn't always popular to speak my truth, but I learned. And it wasn't always sweet. It was scary sometimes, actually. So then we look at how we handle fear. Because if we really remove our mask and we step into our power, sometimes that can feel really scary. But those conversations that I had, at the union table or with a difficult passenger or whatever, it helped me. It helped me grow. And it helped me to develop what he talked about as emotional literacy. When we start to really own our power, we start to confront ourselves, to name what I was really feeling. I started to, get in touch with what I was actually feeling beyond just being sweet. To learn to speak my truth and notice that in others, because I cared. When we start to take on these things on our journey and we're struggling with them, they're challenging us, it gives us more compassion and empathy for other people on the journey. We can hold more folks. We can hold space for ourselves and for others in a greater way. So my question is, as we reflect on these discoveries to self-esteem, what's between you and really embracing all that you are? It's at the heart of self-esteem. So we take on the opinions of others and who they think we are, and the people that raised us, whether they did the best they could or not, we took a lot of that on. And so as we step onto this journey, whether we're in midlife or not, a lot of it is just like, let me just take all this stuff off. What am I unbecoming? What am I removing so that I can stand in my truth and express my true essence? So, you ready? Try this on this week? So I invite you to start daring to dream. Do you have a dream? Is there something in your life that you really want, that you've imagined yourself having, but for some reason you don't have it? When you start allowing yourself to dream, and we are never too old to dream, I'm just going to say that. We are never too old to reinvent ourselves and to create a new experience of life. But as we start to dare to dream, let me tell you, all those things that are not that dream, all the things that we've told ourselves while we don't have it, are going to come up and suck on our face like an octopus. Isn't that a lovely image? They're going to bubble up. And so this is our opportunity to practice what he teaches. Whatever feelings come up, whatever limiting thoughts come up, folks, behind all of it is your true essence. It's a call for us to get still and to breathe into whatever limiting thought, limiting belief that we have, and imbue it with the sweetness of our essence, with the magnificence of our wholeness. And also, send those thoughts love. You are never depleted of love. You can never give too much love. So notice where the limiting voices lurk in that dream and conversation, and sit with them and see if you can access your essence and zap them with love. And then check into where you're not in integrity. Tell the truth. Keep your agreements. Take 100% responsibility. If it's to be, it's up to me. And start noticing your personas. What are the masks that we wear that no longer serve us? They might have worked for a long time. But what is ours to peel away so that we can dare to dream? And gently, please, please, please gently explore these things, folks. Please be gentle with yourself. We're all on this infinite journey. Your magnificent life is waiting. Can you breathe into that? Just affirm in the silence of your being, my magnificent life is waiting. Yeah. So let's affirm together. As I deepen my ability to love myself, live in greater integrity, and release my personas, I enhance my self-esteem and open to a deeper awareness and expression of my true essence. I dare to dream. Yay, and so it is.
And now this is our time to give from our unlimited abundance and open hearts. As you prepare